Hi, Big Jim on Lucille Marie. I'm working on my mahogany paneling, actually mahogany strips, and I'm going to be cutting them on my table saw. Now, the cutting these strips can be a little dangerous because of the what you have to do to get the thin strips. When you're cutting thin strips, you're binding the wood against the table saw, against the fence typically, so that you're trying to cut it. The other way obviously is to cut it and then keep moving the fence, so you're cutting the open end. The problem is it's really hard to keep a constant thickness of the pieces. So when you're cutting it and you want to use the fence as the guide, then you've got to be careful of the kickback, because once you get to the end of the piece and the wood is now free to jump, it can actually jump back and hit you, and it hit me one time in the eye. So you got to be real careful when you're working with a long piece of wood and a table saw against a tight fence. So I'm going to try to do it this time. I've done it many times in the past. I did my my various molding for the inside of the cabin using this method, and so it's just something you have to be careful about, but be aware that when you're cutting a thin piece of wood, you want to have consistent thicknesses. You're going to be using the fence, and so here we have the fence. Now this is a piece I just cut a little while ago, so it's a little wider, but I'm going to be moving the fence really tight, about ½ inch from the blade, and I'll be cutting pieces off of that. And as I cut the source piece, my material here will get thinner and thinner. Obviously it'll keep getting thinner as I cut more pieces off it until I have around an inch or so left. And then the decision is, do you cut that down until you get nothing, and you're cutting, basically a board in half. That's basically an inch wide, and you're cutting ½ inch off each end. So we'll see what happens and how it goes. Wish me luck.